Hello and welcome to Boarding Party's D&D campaign. Featuring Bentley Woods, CJ, D. Blackwater, Milo Reuter, and Phoebe Wilhelm. I'm Drew, the Game Master for the Laris region. CJ and Bentley have some business to attend to in Ambercrag as they investigate the influx of armed guards and medical personnel.
Ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back.
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
To the whisper sessions.
Well, kind of. I'm sure we'll get loud in a minute. But welcome back. Lads, this is canonically the morning following your dreams and visions and nightmares and escapades. The day after you've done your gyms, run around, done your stuff, and that door opens back into Ambercrag proper. And that door is opening for you. It's a service elevator.
I am assuming that Phoebe
certainly
will have already made her way to the hospital,
Sure.
I would guess,
Reasonable.
since that was like what she wanted to do here.
Yep, she will be there for about 2 weeks.
So what Bentley would want to do is communicate to CJ about his dream/vision thing.
Yeah. Go for it.
Which, for Jordan's point of reference, was he had a dream that Blue was in her hospital bed, and next to the bed was Helios's book, and there were like doctors talking to Blue, but like one of them was like probably maybe kind of Helios. So he wants to warn Phoebe, but in like a subtle way. So he's probably gonna go to the hospital and like write a note to her and just ask a person at the front desk if they can relay a message to Phoebe, but like also making sure that those people at the front desk do not resemble anyone in his dream.
Okay. Make a perception, investigation, or history check as you entrar.
24.
24. And which one are we going for?
History.
History. Okay. As you enter into the Ambercrag medical facility, it's popping in here, and not a good way. They're busy, round the clock. This
Yeah.
is like the hospital that you go to.
Right. And this is for people and Pokemon, correct?
Yeah, this is both.
Mm-hmm.
Primarily for people, but there is a Pokemon-specific wing. And things are crazy, and you can see there's like armed guards stationed in front of one wing, and the other wing's pretty well open. And the armed guards are in front of the intensive care wing. But as you're walking around, trying to find, you see a front desk. You see somebody that would be familiar to some other folks, but not to you, with a name tag says Kelly. Standing behind the front desk, got it's like very messy bun, looks exhausted, got a pen sticking out of one side of the hair, and then like another one over here. She's like, "Where are my pens? Oh my god!" Trying to just like write stuff down and keep things up. Yes.
Pen.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
What are you in for? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? You look healthy.
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine. I just want to get a message to my friend Phoebe Wilhelm. She's, I believe, volunteering here. I just have a note if you could get it to her.
Yeah.
And then I'll just like hand it over if you necessitate that I should write an actual note
I
to
think
Tia.
it would add stuff, yeah.
Okay, I
It would
can
add
do
some
that.
sauce, yeah.
But
You don't have to
so
have it now, but
I
yeah.
don't have it currently, but that's
fine.
what I would hand over, just like in like a mini envelope. It wouldn't be like sealed or anything, just
Okay.
like to Phoebe, basically.
Yeah, I'll get it to her. I think she's helping out on floor 3 right now.
Okay, I really appreciate it. I don't want to take up too much more of your time, but why are there armed guards?
Some VIP in a critical state. I'm not too sure. They don't tell us much. Just trying to keep things moving.
It's probably Blue.
Yeah. Why else would there be armed guards in a hospital?
Well, I don't think that there should be anyway, because that's really weird, but like...
It's because it's blue.
I know that, but like it confirms at least half of what I was envisioning, which is not good.
Yeah, I don't know why blue would be here. Why would they? Why would your hometown? There's got to be other hospitals around. bigger cities.
I mean, this is like known to be the best one, but
Best
yeah,
hospital?
Yeah,
Oh.
as far as I know.
All right. Well, I didn't know that.
We could look it up. We could Yelp it.
Could
4 out of 5
We
stars.
could Yamper it.
whatever the Yelp equivalent is in Pokemon
Yarp
universe.
Let's hit up Yamper. Leave a nice review.
There's a page over the intercom system.
Mm-hmm.
It says Dr. King to surgery. Dr. King to surgery.
Hey, would this be a good time to tell you that I also had a weird dream last night? And I talked to Milo before we left, and he also had a weird dream.
Okay, well, what was yours?
Mine was in the ghost realm, and you and Milo and Dee and Phoebe were all trying to kill me. And also me was trying to kill me. It was me, but like ghost me. I still had the tombstone. Had way more ghost abilities. You guys were all kind of dead.
That's not great.
It was not great at all.
Have you talked to Dez about it? Maybe Dez would know.
No, but I haven't done that.
He's a ghost. He knows ghostly things.
Kind of.
Kind of, right. I mean, he is relatively new.
Put so much faith in Des.
I try. I try, and every time he's like, I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I still think it's worth asking.
Oh, sure. I'm definitely going to have a conversation with him about it.
Yeah,
But
I mean, it's just weird that we all kind of had these dreams at the same time. I don't know, man. Like, it seems like maybe sometimes the manor could be messing with us, but
what? You think it's a manor?
I mean, I don't think it is, but like, I'm not ruling it out as a possibility, you know what I mean? Because I was in the manor when this whole Helios thing happened, and I got the book, but it was in the manor, so like, I kind of felt trusting of what was happening just because I was in the manor, but when you think about it, like, we don't like Lord Ridgemont. I know you don't.
No.
You kind of have a beef. And
He's just kind of a dick in general.
yeah, I mean, he was really rude to me the last time and, like, basically saying, like, I'm the reason why my Pokemon died, which was not very nice, made me feel terrible.
He's just kind of a dick.
Yeah, but, like, he also gave the manor to Phoebe. I know he likes Phoebe a lot, but he doesn't seem to like us all that much, so, like, why would he be incentivized to just give us something where he wouldn't be able to mess with us at certain times, certain ways?
True.
Like, again, it's kind of...
How do you make somebody have dreams, though? That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
So just controlling our minds now? Or something.
Or, like, planting ideas in our heads.
Did you talk to Phoebe or Dee? Do they have weird dreams?
I don't know.
If we all had weird dreams, that's definitely not a coincidence at that point, right?
I mean, it's already weird that at least 3 of us had weird, creepy visions.
It's strange.
Because it doesn't normally, like, I have dreams, but, like, mostly I wake up and I forget, or, like, I'm flying.
Well, yours wasn't even like a dream. The way that you just described it, it seemed like you were, like, watching other people. Like,
know,
you weren't even in it.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I mean, is, like, it didn't really feel like my dreams normally feel. It was like I was looking in on something that was actually happening. Like,
That's super strange. Mine was not like that.
maybe it has something to do with, like, Phoebe's orb. Because that lets her look at, like, certain times and certain places, right?
Like, the orb is giving us premonitions?
Maybe. Again, I'm throwing out theories.
Dude, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
not
know
saying
that I
you're wrong.
believe
I have
any
no
of these
idea.
100%, but, like, just kind of throwing out stuff and seeing what sticks. It's like, it's weird. There's a lot of factors with a manor. We know it's magical. We already know that that's where I unfortunately came to pass with Helios.
I don't like the premonition idea. It's definitely not premonitions. Mine was just a weird dream that's definitely not going to happen, and neither is Milo's, and yours maybe, because it doesn't seem as terrible, but it could also be terrible.
Yeah, I just hope that Phoebe is not volunteering in that area, but the fact that they have armed guards, I don't love that, because even if we tried to, like...
She does Pokemon stuff, doesn't she? That doesn't seem like a Pokemon area.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, like, I want her to stay away from that, but, like, the fact that there are armed guards, like, even if we wanted to try and, like, sneak in somehow and, like, steal the book or, like,
put it somewhere where Blue can't get to it? Because it seems like that could be a kind of a bad match.
Are you saying you want to do that right now?
No, I mean, especially not because there's armed guards. I don't know how we're gonna get past the armed guards.
There's windows on the outside of this building.
I mean, I'm sure like Wimpimble and William could figure it out somehow, go through like air vents.
All right, well, why don't we go outside and look?
Okay, but I don't love the idea of going out. Like, this thing is, it's bad, and like, Blue probably is looking at a long recovery anyway, so maybe that'll just resolve itself when the world ends, you know what I mean?
We hope. I don't know. What if Helios being in blue isn't the worst thing in the world, and they are the key to cleansing all of the Moon-touched?
I mean, it's possible, but also like...
Helios Blue, team up, end of the world.
Yeah.
Or saviors of the world.
I mean, it could go either way, but at the same time, like, Lord Ridgemont, again, who we don't really trust all that much, was insinuating that balance is super important, and I don't know that it's in Blue's DNA to show any kind of subtlety or mercy.
I don't know about the whole balance idea anymore.
All right, well, let's, we can go look for, air conditioning vents outside, I guess. Just, put a pin in this idea, maybe?
Air conditioning vents, windows, any of it.
Okay, well, let's definitely do that, and then I'd like to head over to my parents, if that's all right.
Yeah, man, I don't really have anything else going on here. I'll probably just look around while you're at your parents' house.
Okay. And we'll head outside of the hospital and try to go around to the...
I have a question. Did I get money for beating the hard gym, or since I already beat it?
200 extra bucks, I forgot to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, so
I'm so fucking rich.
This was another thing that I would like. I
If you
didn't
beat
write.
easy or medium, you get 100. If you beat hard the first time, you get 3, but you get the difference.
I didn't
Nuts, man.
write this down in like any of the like downtime preparation, but like I think spending money is probably like just a good like
There are
low level
shops and things to
Right.
spend money on. Most of
Yeah.
them are in
Big spender.
Aluvia.
Big spender. Big spender.
Okay. What was your question gonna be?
Well, two-pronged. The first part is like the in-character thing that we want to go around, I guess, to the left side of the hospital is how I envisioned it, where the human wing is, and presumably where Blue is being guarded by armed guards.
I just need one thing from you guys. What is your perception score bonus? If you were to roll a perception score, what would you add to it?
+4.
Same.
+4? Okay. As you guys are kind of having your conversation, you both sort of ambiently just pick up on the sounds around you, as one is wont to do. And you do manage to pick up on a few things. Following the page of Dr. King to the surgery wing, which rhymes unintentionally. Bentley, you hear a semi-familiar voice from your vision. We need Dr. King to surgery, please. I need him to take a look at our patient. And it is the voice of the doctor that was speaking to Dr. King in your vision. It's a very kind of frazzled-looking woman. She's just like head to toe in doctor scrubs with a mask over the face. Looks exhausted like everybody else that's in here. And is just currently just in a rush talking to like one of the attendants. And that attendant just like sprints off, and then you hear that intercom blast go over. And you hear, Dr. Ellefson to the 3rd floor, please. Dr. Ellefson to 3rd floor. And you hear two doctor types come walking out of the armed guard wing. Man, I can't believe they still let that thing be out. I'm not testing that. Are you kidding me? It broke the leg of the last guy that tried. As they're walking by.
That thing.
That?
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. The Pokemon?
It might be a Blue's Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mess with that at all.
Yeah, like her partner, but like if she's in the hospital, presumably they're trying to help her. Why would it break somebody's leg?
Giant fight bear gets mad for no reason.
Giant fight bear get mad.
Giant fight bear get mad.
Okay.
So I don't see this Dr. King. I see the...
Yep. You hear a familiar voice, and you kind of wheel around, but you don't see anyone that looks like they might be a Dr. King running about.
Okay.
Running all along.
But yeah, the hospital is quite a buzz. And from like all around you, there's a bunch of different sort of like, I hate to call them service entrances, but for people that are literally arriving for medical emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And there's like Pokemon coming in, getting carted various directions. A lot of them you guys can see do show signs of a sort of gray coloration to them, and they're being carted off into what looks to be some sort of like isolation wing.
How many guards are guarding the ICU area?
There are currently 2.
Just
that you
2
can
like
see,
at the door?
Yeah, at the front, and they seem to be like scanning credentials more or less, checking for hospital IDs, matching things, and then saying like, you're in, go ahead, and then they say something over a radio.
Can I look around for like any gowns or like people that are like just walking around in the hallway and like just, you know,
Like a worker or like a person?
like patients?
I mean, yeah, you can perceive. See if you can find anybody specific.
The 9, the 13.
13? Okay. Well, I mean, you have eyes. They do work. You're looking around. There's a bunch of people going every which way. There are no people in the hallway of that armed guard wing.
Okay.
But there are some folks walking around like, I need water. I've paged twice. And everybody's like, we're doing what we can. Like, we're trying. But there's just a bunch of chaos kind of running all around. Peeps every which
The
direction.
setup of the hallway, does it like go past the armed guard room, or are they like
So
a
basically,
bookend?
you're in like a lobby space for like getting people in and out.
Mm-hmm.
To the left, right here, 2 guards at this doorway, and then that's a hallway that leads back, and that's where the doctors are primarily going in and out of. Pokemon are being carted in and to the right, and you can see from there's a sort of like a ramp that kind of goes up a floor.
Okay.
There. So if you needed to go to the higher floors, you would go right.
Any maintenance closets around?
Probably.
Cool.
But there are a lot of people around, but
Cool.
you do see some maintenance closets.
Cool. Hey, come here really quick.
Okay.
And we're just gonna open the maintenance closet door and go in.
Okay. Give me
CJ,
some,
what are we doing?
give me some stealth checks, boys. Not super hard. There's a lot of people in here, but you are children. Tend to be overlooked.
Mine was very good.
Yeah.
13.
Perfect.
13? Okay. Yeah, CJ, you just like, yeah, come here. And you try to grab, and Bentley, you're like, what are you doing? And you see like everybody's just looking around, and you just get pulled into the maintenance closet.
Now, as I was like trying to make my way out of the hospital,
Yeah.
we're now like very much in the
You've
hospital.
been
Alright, so,
yanked into
like-
a closet.
So like the goal is to go in, see what's going on in there. Yeah?
I don't know that I want to mess with it, honestly.
Well, I mean, we're not gonna do anything. We can just go see what's going on in there.
Well, how are we going to get past the armed guards? We're not doctors.
Do you feel like you want to go in the room, or should I go in the room and then tell you what's in the room?
I don't think either of us should go in the room.
One of us is gonna go in the room.
Her ace Pokemon broke someone's leg.
We're not gonna mess with them. Again, we're just gonna go,
But
observe, and leave.
Intruding is messing.
Is it?
Yes.
Here's a great plan. One of us get in a gown and make it seem like we're a patient. We can walk by, fall in front of the guards. The guards will have to help us up, right? Because they're guards. That's like what they do. And then the other one can just like slither in behind them. I've seen it in movies. It's foolproof.
I don't know that it is, CJ, because there's going to be a bunch of doctors and nurses and all sorts of staff behind those doors, and they're not going to take kindly to just a kid walking around. And I don't know that we want to be walking around.
Hey, just tell them your mom's in there or something.
Then why do we need the person falling?
To distract the guards. The guards aren't
mom's
just
in
gonna
there.
let you in. The guards are gonna be like, I don't care, get out of here.
Get my mom. She's in there.
You know what? Actually, do you think that would work? You think if you told them your mom was in there, they'd just let you through? You probably have to have like a badge or something.
All right, here's another idea that I don't love, so feel free to shoot it down. I don't think that you will, which makes me even more nervous to throw it out there.
Just say it.
So if you have Wimpimble, we could, in theory, distract the guards like you were saying, and then I bet you Wimpimble could sneak their way into that wing, and then maybe they can just tell us whether or not they see the flesh leather book in Blue's room, if there is a Blue's room.
I mean, that also is fine.
Just trying to confirm my vision, I guess, but I don't know. It just seems like either way it's going to be bad, because if we...
All right, so you're saying I don't need you to execute this plan? Are you saying, CJ, do your thing? Is that what you're saying to me?
No, I don't like this.
Well, you said I don't want to be part of the plan. You can use your Pokemon. So now it seems like I should just go do it.
I'm saying that there's an alternate plan that seems like it has a higher degree of working because Wimpimble is smaller and can kind of sneak around.
Tots!
What?
High five.
No, what?
Give me a high five.
What?
Tots! And I'm going to leave the room.
You just leave Bentley in the maintenance closet that he didn't want to be in. Okay, I'll let your earlier stealth check ride. You just kind of like slurk back out. You're a child. People aren't like, that kid's up to no good. And they're like, what's the worst he could do if he did something? So you have that going for you. I'm going to ask you a potentially leading question because I have a feeling I know what's going to happen. Who has the Reaper Cloth? I believe at last check it was Wimpimble.
Yeah, that's a great question. Let me
I think it was Wimpimble.
Let me look. It is.
Okay. Again, leading question, but if he has the Reaper Cloth, then that's the only hint I'll give you.
So I think I gave it to Mana, but that was a long time ago when we were out in the wild just to make sure that
it'd be easy enough to.
Yeah.
But yeah,
anything that
we're gonna switch a Rooski. What does that do? I don't even know what that does.
It's an invisibility cloak for a tiny creature.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
Which
that's
Wimpimble
great.
would mostly work for.
That's fantastic. Okay, so we're gonna make sure that that's on him, and I'm gonna call him out, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, guess what?"
And because of your background stuff, you can send out a Pokemon without making any noise.
I'm gonna be like, "Hey, bud, we're gonna do a little heist right now, except for you're not gonna steal anything, so it's more of like an observational thing." So I'm gonna distract these two guards, and you're gonna wear your little cloth. See, now you're invisible. And you're just gonna go in the room behind them. And when you're in the room, I want you to look around. Don't mess with any people. Don't touch anything. Just look and see if you see like this big book that's basically made out of like flesh. Very ominous, kind of creepy book. And then like it should be by some sort of gigantic Pokemon. And there will be a person laying in a bed next to it probably. So just look for that, and then when you feel like you've seen that or that doesn't exist in there, come on back out.
All right. Wimpimble's invisible, so you can make a stealth check at advantage.
Perfect.
Bentley's just gonna make his way out of the maintenance closet and kind of like try and like act casual, but like he's not acting casual at all as a child because he's very nervous for what CJ is cooking.
19.
Okay. Yeah, you walk out and see CJ, like kind of standing up from a crouch. No sign of anything else. 19.
Right. Well, I'm just gonna kind of
you
like...
hear the of Wimpimble just. Yeah.
So if there's like people or like some sort of cart or any sort of like amount of stuff that I could just like grab and start carrying with me.
You just gonna do the thing of like...
Yeah, I'm literally going to do a pratfall in front of these guards and like throw as much stuff all over the place as I can.
Okay, give me a deception check. As you kind of go out and just collect like a sheaf of papers that are hopefully not super important.
Oh no!
Oh no.
6.
6? Okay. Well, I mean, the goal is to be a distraction.
Yeah, I just need enough
You're
of a distraction.
extremely conspicuous as you walk up and the guards can see you and you just go... Ah! Just throw stuff and fall. Like you think the floor is gonna be slick so that you can kind of commit, but your shoe just squeaks and then you like lay down and throw papers around. The guards make no motion to move at all, and one of the nurse assistants is like, "What are you doing? Are you okay?"
Yeah, I fell.
Bentley's just gonna
my
act like
goodness.
he doesn't know
Why
CJ.
do you have these papers? You shouldn't have these.
They fell with me.
Why are you here?
And
you see, there's currently like a little, like one of those little beds getting wheeled in. Not a gurney, but like it might be a gurney.
Sure.
Getting wheeled into the side, and there's like a body on there, and you just hear a little, as a little tiny weight catches on there.
Yeah, he didn't beat me.
and he rolled really well.
He did.
And you overcommitted. But the aide will kind of like help you to your feet, be like, you should go. We're really busy.
Wow, thank you. Yeah, I'll. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, off you go. Kind of like, what is this kid doing in here? Like, he's fine. He's not injured. Why is he pretending to be injured? Get out of here. We don't have time for hypochondriacs. Leave.
Out of there I'll go, and then I'll
Okay.
kind of run around the side of the building and see if there's any windows I can look through.
Sure. Give me an investigation check, and then we'll jump back inside real quick.
6 again.
6. Okay.
Yuck.
Yeah, there's a lot of windows, and you're like, what level? What level? You in there? What level? So a bunch of like half-conscious hospital patients just see like a little boy's head just jump up and down a couple times. And they're like, what is in what they gave me? But yeah, that'll eat up some time for a bit. Bentley, what are we doing? They just escorted CJ out.
Yeah, so I'll slowly make my way outside to follow CJ, but as I'm doing that, I kind of want to perceive the Pokemon that are getting wheeled in here for medical attention, because you had already said that some of them are showing signs of being moon touched. I want to see like what kinds of species they are, and if they're like trainers Pokemon, or they seem more like they're wild Pokemon that people are just finding, or if it's like a combination.
Hit him with it.
Okay.
Hit him with it.
What kind of just
Perceive,
perception?
insight, something like that. Some kind of wisdom degree.
Oh my god.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay. There's no through line of species. There's pretty much anything that you would find nearby. You do see a cacturn. You see a
Catch it.
like a rather bulky looking dog, just getting kind of carted in. You do see a lizard-like creature, kind of similar to Ruby, a little bit bigger, but a deeper red for most of its body, just getting carted in. Lots of Ambercrag native species.
Okay.
Hard to say if they're wild or not, because they are out, so it's hard to say. If
Right.
they had a ball, they might not be out.
Yeah.
Ambercrag Medical Center does take in wild. They're like a wild vet, heal up, send them out thing.
Okay.
Wild Pokemon getting scraps quite often. But yeah, it's hard to say if there's any kind of consistency to anything. It seems like things are
Yeah.
getting hit sort of just...
Too
Left, right,
distracted by CJ's mayhem, so Bentley will follow outside and try and track him to wherever he's trying to look inside the building.
Yeah, he's probably 30 feet to the left, jumping, trying to look in the window.
CJ, what was that? That was terrible. What you just fell on the ground and threw papers?
My part was terrible, but the other part worked.
What was the other part?
You said Wimpimble. He's inside.
Yeah.
Oh, he snuck through. I didn't even see him.
Yeah, he's good like that.
See, this is a good idea. This is a Bentley idea. I'm taking credit for
There
this.
you go. And we get a continuous shot as the camera pans back through the wall, through a hospital room, to a gurney with nothing on it, and a squeaky wheel because the weight's imbalanced. Wimpimble, in what may be the most important role of your career. I need a perception check or investigation check.
Come on, bud.
Dealer's choice, whichever's higher.
Perception or investigation? It's gonna be perception.
Okay.
Which die should we roll? This one. Good roll. Crit.
Natural 20. All right.
Wow.
Wimpimble.
Wimpimble.
He's in his element.
As the gurney is sliding past some opened doors, you see through a cracked door a massive gray humanoid creature sitting in a chair, tapping its foot nervously, and the ground is kind of quaking and shaking.
Mm-hmm.
And on the desk is a large book, and you're like, could that be? And you kind of crane your neck to see. It's not. Because the beast in the chair has 4 arms.
Oh.
And the book on the side of the table is a photo album. And there's somebody with a mask on their face.
Okay.
It was a false alarm.
Not that one.
On a bad roll, you would have stolen a photo album from somebody who's just in a hospital.
That would have been so terrible.
But you creep through.
These flowers are mine.
Yeah. But you go to the room at the end of the hall where this gurney's turning, and you just leap off like a dang old ghost. I don't know how much Wimpimble can read, but on a natural 20, he gets lucky. And there's a door that is closed, but the handle is within reach. And you manage to just... And you hear a... And you get real small. And you feel a thud on the ground. And the door, you can hear the metal on the handle like crunching and creaking. As the door just swings open, you see this large panda-like head. And these massive burgundy crystal arms holding on the edge. Pissed. And as you summon all your courage to peek around the door, you see a brown leather book with an emerald eye just kind of looking around, and it locks direct eyes with you and flashes for a second. As the creature then just and just slams the door in front of you, you're like, yowza.
I'm out of here.
Some people ain't got no respect for the cats they can't see. But as mission is accomplished, woo! Yeah, you just kind of saunter your way back out, and nobody can see you because you're invisible and you rolled really high.
Invisible cat.
You just back on out the door. You walk outside, you see Bentley and CJ talking. And then CJ, you just feel a little...
Did you do it? Let's go.
There's nothing there, but you just hear... on the wind.
Let's go.
How's he doing that?
Wimpimble?
And he goes... and flourishes it like a magician's cape,
Whoa.
Bang!
holding the Reaper cloth he received from Tom Woods.
So did you see it? Did you see the book? Oh,
And he just
boy.
goes...
2 books? That's weird. Why would there be 2 books?
I no idea.
Okay. It was like leather though, right? Okay, I think my vision was like actually a vision and not a dream. That's not good.
You know, it's certainly weird that you would have information like that and it not be a vision.
I guess. I mean, I was technically like tied to Helios at one time, so
Yeah.
maybe it's like I can still kind of see what he's up to.
There's some sort of connection.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
I mean, I hope if anything sinister happens or he does team up with Blue that I continue to have visions of them so I can at least, like, keep an eye on him. But that's kind of grasping at straws. I don't really know if I have that kind of ability.
Yeah. Okay, so like now that we do know that this is a thing, what do you want to do about it?
I don't know. I mean, confirming that it's true is kind of bad, but I don't really have a contingency plan.
Maybe we should let Milo know.
Yeah, that might not be a
Considering
bad
he's
idea.
kind of like the prime mind now.
Yeah, and that seems like it's kind of Blue's entire operating procedure is hunting down the Prime Mind, which,
Right.
according to Milo, maybe is him now? Because the Prime
Yeah.
Mind proper seems like is dead, he said, right?
Yeah, I literally just talked to him about it before we left. He pretty much said that he's the prime. He thinks he is anyway.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Prime Mind said he was going to give him his powers and then died and gave him his powers. So he's the Prime Mind.
I don't love that. That's creepy.
Yeah, well, at least Milo has it and not a terrible Prime Mind previous.
Yeah, but what if the power, like, I don't know, what if it, like, starts to corrupt him? Because that was the
Yeah.
issue with your tombstone, right? It was like slowly turning you into a ghost?
It could, but we don't really have the time or time to deal with that.
Okay. But, like,
Because I feel like that's just going to take time. So time's moving and time's grooving, and he's trying to do good stuff with it, so we're probably fine. For now, at least. We save the moon stuffs, and then we can deal with that after if that's a thing that we need to do.
Okay, I guess. It makes sense, sort of. But yeah, I don't really know what to do about this whole situation. I think maybe just telling Milo so he's aware and knows that there's potentially like a very horrible threat. But maybe you can tell him, because if I tell him, I think he's going to get mad again.
Yeah, I can tell him.
Okay. I don't know that he's going to be super thrilled that, like, Helios potentially is going to even more powerful source.
Yeah, it'll probably not be great, but whatever, it'll be fine.
Okay. Well,
We'll figure it out.
yeah. Good job, Wimpimble. That was impressive.
Yeah, buddy.
You're a sneak lord.
Yeah, buddy.
He's like, please refer to me as such. Wimpimble the Sneak Lord. You heard it
Wimpimble the
here.
Sneak Lord. Hey.
The sneak.
Wimpimble the Sneak Lord.
So
Wimpimble the Sneak Lord.
I would like to go and see my parents, but like maybe since we both beat the gym, got some money to burn.
Oh, I'm going shopping.
Yeah, like
Are there any shops around here? You guys got shops?
Yeah. I know my hometown.
Duh. You live here.
Yep.
Obviously.
Yeah. So as we make our way toward the Woods Ranch, maybe we can look and see what kind of shops there are, and if there'd be anything that's like good for apocalypse now prep. We can make a bunker.
I can also assist as well. You
canned
didn't
food.
spend a ton of time there, but Alluvia is like
Yeah.
the shopping destination.
Right.
You guys have Vanillux.
Ice cream.
You have a bookstore.
Getting it.
Those are like the two major things other than the medical center. There is a just sort of supply store. Otherwise, the best place to get stuff probably be your dad. But that's not spending money. But Alluvia is where you go to spend money.
Okay. Well, maybe we can hit up the supply store and just see like kind of what they have, and if we could like MacGyver things together that might be useful. But just browse a little before we.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are a like premier hiking destination and stuff, so there's all sorts of stuff for climbing gear, traversing, probably some kayaking stuff. There's a river nearby. Fishing supplies. Just the basics, but enough to get you started if you didn't have any of these tools.
Okay.
Oh, hey, I was gonna ask you this. Which way are we gonna go around to Wadalonga? Should we just go through the mountain?
That was kind of what I was thinking, yeah, because you could ride Crash and I could ride Rose, and it's like a shipping lane, right?
Yeah, that sounds dope.
Yeah,
Let's
so
do it.
like,
I've always wanted to go in there.
yeah, me too. And I figure if we're like riding the river, like shipping boats do that, and they go in and out of there all the time with no issue, because they got to go from Ambercrag to the port. To back up to Wadalonga and all sorts of places. So I feel like so long as we're not like hanging out in the cave, we'll be all right. But
Got any like wetsuits or anything in this store?
In the desert? No. There are wetsuits in Port Delo, but not necessarily up here. Up here is for like camping and fishing stuff, hiking. So spare tents, things that you guys haven't had to worry about in a long time. Preservable foods.
is there anything that could be like considered like human gear in terms of things that would like protect us? Question mark.
There's stuff to protect you from like the elements.
Okay, but not like
you're basically at
there's
like
no
a
like Kevlar like hunting vest
like a
or
lunar
something.
element. Like there's moon shields.
yeah, totally.
Just an
you
umbrella.
get one of those big hats that's just like a tin foil shield.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then you're protected.
I love it.
And then
Just
you play
lean
Uno
forward and they
reverse.
die.
Now we can't get moon touch.
Yeah.
Just burns their retinas
Yeah,
immediately.
you're basically at like a smaller like Cabela's style store. Cool. So lots of stuff for hunting and fishing. Lots and lots of different traps and fishing lures and stuff like that. Not as nice as the fishing rod that you've accumulated over your travels.
Right.
This is just stuff to kind of get you started.
Well,
Again,
like
it's
hunting
most of the
traps
stuff
could
is
be
for-
interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is technically like legal to set out for trappers and all kinds of stuff.
It might not be to your tastes, because, again, we haven't really covered the political aspect of the game, but there are a lot of people that would not care if you set out like a literal bear trap to defend yourself from Pokemon, because they're incredibly dangerous creatures. If you were to put out a bear trap and a Charmeleon stepped in and ripped its leg off, you're not liable, because it could melt you to death if it got close. So there's a lot of stuff like that for defense of people
like
that don't want to have a partner.
Nicer ways to deter Pokemon.
Yeah, there's nets and snares.
You just
and,
line the outside of your property with Carolina Reapers.
But then the spicy boys will just come in.
Just be like, oh,
A Caterpie's going to learn the meaning of fire.
I think that's how they keep elephants away in India.
I don't want anything in here. I'm gonna go to the ice cream shop.
Yeah, because it's worth noting, I've been teasing you guys with it for a long time. Outside of Ambercrag right now, we're in like the throes of December, so ambient like natural winter storms are pretty normal. For you guys here, it's roughly what we're dealing with right now, 40 to 60 degrees. Nothing like insane, but at night it will be cold.
Okay.
So sleeping bags, extra coats and stuff you guys have, you just haven't used in a long time.
Yeah.
'Cause you've had an interdimensional manner to sleep in.
I think we're pretty good in terms of like shielding ourselves from the elements. I think it would be more.
You guys have a lot of stuff for that. You have creatures that can do that for you as well.
Hey, dork. Have fun with your parents. I'll come check in when I'm done eating my ice cream later.
He's going to get ice cream.
Okay, bye.
Are you getting a special ice cream?
Oh, fuck yeah, I am.
What kind of special ice cream you want?
The most specialist type of ice cream.
Well, they all do different things. Do you want a restorative tea? Do you want an herbal shake? A calcium chai? A zinc shaker? Carbos booster? Protein mixer? An iron infuser?
What's the Carbos booster do?
The Carbos booster gives you a +1 to attack rolls for 10 minutes and a +5 to your movement speed for an hour.
Hell yeah.
You want one of those?
Yep.
All right. Yeah. Usually not recommended for people, but Anthony will hook you up.
Thanks, Anthony.
He's like, I got you. And he goes, Guido, sugar and spice. Let's go.
Guido.
We got some orders out. A small Italian man. As Joel hit me with that I've never forgiven him.
A small
Immediately.
Italian man.
It's like, yeah, you see, he just goes, small Italian man. It's like, shut up.
How much does this cost?
Oh, dude, for you, return customer, $2.
Sick, man.
We also do free refills before you leave, but slow down.
Okay.
Seriously, the effects don't stack. Like,
are you sure?
Yeah, I've tried.
Tastes so good though.
I know.
What if I did like different kinds of them?
Those, then yeah, but again, also slow down.
Is it gonna hurt me?
Well, these are meant for your Pokemon to drink.
Well, they can have some too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pace yourself. The effects are powerful, but I don't want to see you landing in that super busy hospital.
Nah. So I'll sit there and eat some drinks.
They also
and
just
ice
have
creams.
ice cream and sundaes.
Well,
and
yeah,
stuff.
I'll probably just switch to that after I've had the effects of those, and then I'll give some of the other ones to my Pokemons. But we can deal with that.
Okay, you're just eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay. You
For
chime
now.
in if that changes.
For now.
Yeah.
So in the gear shop still, can Bentley look to see if they have binoculars or
Absolutely.
night vision binoculars or range finders, things like that would he'd be able to use to see longer distances with accuracy, kind of like what Evinrude is able to do.
Yeah, binoculars, super easy, highly accessible, pretty expensive, but available.
Okay.
They're expensive for normal people, not kids that have stomped the gym circuit
Okay.
and then saved their money. So they do run $75, but they let you see way, way further. If conditions are clear, you can see a mile or more.
Are
with,
there
good aim.
ones that I could purchase for additional MUNs that not only could provide the binocular use, but then also if the conditions are dog shit or it's dark, I'd still be able to see, kind of overcoming the the conditions need to be right for this to work?
You could do night vision,
but it's not an infinite range thing because you
Okay.
still have to project the light.
Yeah, that's
out.
fair.
So you could get like night vision goggles that would give you like 60 feet of dark vision,
Okay.
so that you could see at night.
Okay.
Those are available.
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's try and do both like a night vision goggles thing and a binoculars thing,
Yeah.
and then potentially I could be more of like a recon guy for upcoming battles, maybe.
Sure. Binocs will run you 75. The night vizies will do $100, because that's big tech.
Okay, that's fine. I will purchase both.
So bougie. He got
Got
money.
lots of money.
He's like, I ain't even halfway through my Green Gate money.
I mean, it is true that I have
Heck yeah.
so 175 total.
Yeah.
So I will spend that and then have some sick gear that might help. Who knows?
Yeah. Binoculars and night vision goggles.
Yes. Okay, cool. So after I buy those, I will head out and maybe try them out a little bit if I see or hear any kind of like rumbling out in the surrounding desert to see if I can look through the binocs to find anything.
Yeah, you're definitely smart enough to know not to pop the night vizies on in
Right.
broad daylight in the desert. That's
would,
like retinal sunburns.
Yep, that would not
Left,
be
right,
good.
and center. But yeah, absolutely. You got some binocs.
Okay, I'll test them out and see how they work. Looking like a maybe towards the ocean or something.
Okay.
See how far I can look down that away.
Yeah, I mean we can throw an advantaged perception looking down towards the coast, because it is pretty much flat land out to Port Thalo. Like you guys can probably almost see it, if not see it, but it's like little buildings on the horizon.
Okay, I rolled a 21 on the perception.
Ooh! Yeah, you look through, and you're pretty sure like you can see like the shimmer of the ocean is kind of making a little mirage for you, but you're like,
Neat,
dang, I got eyes, man.
buddy.
Sheesh. And you see up in the sky a couple like buzzard-looking birds kind of circling, but they're pretty far off.
Can I look closer at the bird specifically?
Yeah, you and you zoom in, and it's this like large vulture-looking guy. It's got a gizzard and a whole like bone carapace over its belly,
Oh.
Sick.
and it's kind of circling around, and it's got just like blood and viscera all over its face. As you're kind of looking, and there's 3 of them.
Do
and they're
they
just circling?
do they look moon touched?
No, I mean, they don't look like all gray or anything. They're
Right.
like brown and black, and they look kind of like a turkey vulture.
And they're circling.
Yep, they're circling something.
Huh. How far away roughly is that?
Oh, kind of hard to guesstimate, but I'd say at least a mile, if not a little bit more. They're pretty far ways outside town.
Okay, a mile's not terrible.
Nah.
So Bentley's gonna go that direction and try and investigate to see what it is they're circling.
Okay. Yeah, as you making your way out of town. Yeah, I mean it's pretty easy walking as you're kind of headed on out there. As you're on approach, you kind of keep in your space where those birds are circling, and it's pretty flat, just sort of scrub land. There's not a ton of like plants that would kind of get in the way, but you do eventually come upon, I'll say from a relatively safe distance out. You see those buzzards circling overhead. They're probably a couple 100 feet from you. And the very barely still smoking remains of what looks like maybe a campfire. And like the top faded orange of a tent. But those little buzzards are just overhead, just kind of squawking back and forth.
And
to
all
each
I
other.
see is a campsite with a tent.
Yeah, at least because the closer you're getting, you don't really have a height advantage. So you're kind of just looking straight ahead from a couple 100 feet away still. But yeah, you see a tent and a little bit of smoke.
Can I use the binoculars to get a better view of the campsite?
We can give it a shot.
Okay. 22.
Yeah, there are no signs of humies walking around. But you do see the unmistakable blue-green shell of an Elgium just kind of staggering around the camp. And then another. And then another. Probably a half dozen or so. Bumping into each other.
God,
Looking around.
that's not good.
No signs of blood or viscera or anything. That's mostly covered by the boids up ahead.
Mm-hmm. Oh God, it's less than ideal. And I don't recognize like who the tent might belong to. Like it wouldn't be somebody who lives in Ambercrag that Bentley would know for
It's
reasons.
entirely possible, but a tent...
It's like too common to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's sort of just like the same usual orange from the like hunting store.
Gotcha.
High visibility and such. So these people clearly
Well-
weren't out here hunting or anything. This was a recreational trip.
Yeah, that's not good. So I'm gonna put a pin in that and move with haste to my parents' ranch because maybe they can help with this.
Okay. You skedoodle over to the ranch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Very good. Well, you are on approach. There seems to be a little more security than you're used to. A whole lot of the parentals squads are just kind of out and about, with one exception. Just kind of hovering all around. You see no smoke coming out of the forge. Nothing's getting worked on right now. But there is a Bugs Bunny through the ground as an Excadrill comes leaping out in like semi-guarded defense formation and then gives you a big hug.
Remind me the name.
Copper.
Hey, Copper. Do you know where Mom and Dad are?
Just points towards the house.
I'll give him some chin scritches and then head
He starts
that way.
thumping and there's like an earthquake and he stops.
Oh no.
You're like, oh no.
Right. My way, try and find Mom and Pops.
Okay. Yeah, I mean it's your house. It's easy enough. Nothing crazy required to walk into your own home.
Okay.
You see your family sitting down, and someone you've never seen before. So, young lady, probably, I don't know, 24, 25. Long blonde hair. She's got a notepad out. She's talking to your dad.
Am I getting
at the
arranged
table?
married?
Yes.
Bentley, this is big for our families.
Pause.
This is very big for our families. You have to go
We
through
are
with it.
bringing the houses of Woods
Even
and
though you're 13.
Targaryen together.
Yeah, even though you're 13, it's time.
Yep. Just marry off your child's son. That's a normal thing.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, who is this?
She goes, I'm asking the questions. Oh, sorry. Hi, Bianca, the Regent Star. She holds out a hand to you.
Oh, hello, Bianca. It's nice to meet you.
Please sit. Please join us. As your dad's kind of like, hi, Bentley. Hello. This nice young lady was just asking some questions about what's been going on lately.
Oh, hey, Pops. Are you guys all right?
Yeah, everything's been great and fine here. We're just kind of going through the day-to-day. And you notice every time your dad says anything or you say anything, gets written on a notepad.
Okay. Well, I'll give Papa Woods a look, kind of like, hey, I need to talk to you about something, but like without saying anything, like just kind of give like a look of urgency for like whenever this journalist lady leaves. But like try and also make like a let's wrap this up kind of gesture. Like
Okay.
just do what you're doing, but
He goes,
we got bigger fish to fry.
yeah, I was just telling the nice lady about all your adventures that you've been going on, and it's been just so great thinking about all the things my son's been doing. And
Yeah.
same deal. Everything written down.
Yeah, real great.
So you're Bentley Woods of the Ambercrag 5?
I would love to get your accounts of how you saved our capital city from Team Rocket and their... Was it a Zeppelin or a blimp?
I don't know the difference.
We'll go with Zeppelin. It'll trend better.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not feeling too great, so I'm gonna head upstairs. But Dad, you just let me know when you're done.
Oh, that's quite all right. I won't be here much longer. Thank you for your time, Mr. Woods. And she just folds a notebook shut, slaps it down, and you can see there's a... You know what? Maybe you can't see. I don't know. Give me a perception check.
Do you have eyes?
Do you use your eyeballs?
14.
Okay, she has some kind of, like, deputy badge or something on her belt. And she just kind of stands up, fixes her little blazer, walks out the door with purpose.
She introduced herself as the Loresian Star, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And I know that to be a newspaper?
Yeah.
So why would she have a deputy badge?
Because you rolled low. She has what looks like a deputy badge.
Okay, so maybe it wasn't.
Could be anything. I don't know.
Great. Okay.
Milo has a deputy badge. Yeah. And that means something to him.
That is a fair point.
Could be anything.
Well, if she's
even be a boat.
gone, I'll just communicate, like, Dad, Mom, there's...
Yeah, your mom's out back. She didn't want to deal with the reporter lady coming in. Didn't want to accidentally spill secrets or anything.
Yeah, so what were you talking with her about?
I just saw your adventures. She came asking, said, my son's part of the Ambercrag 5. And I said, of course he is. I'm very proud of you.
Right.
We were just talking about all the things you've told us and
Uh-huh.
how you guys have been traveling around and how you've been getting all the badges. And it's been great.
Dad,
I'm very proud of you.
It may not be a good idea to be sharing things about me and my friends to reporters.
Oh, don't worry. I only told her about, how you've been taking on the gym challenges and how you've, been traveling the region, seeking out powerful partners and all those fun things you've been talking about.
Right. Yeah, well, okay, I guess we can circle back to this. There's a bunch of, I want to say mandibas circling just like a mile away from here. And,
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and it looked like there was like an abandoned camp, but there were a bunch of those moon-touched alien Pokemon around the camp.
That's not good at all, is it?
No, and I was hoping like you and maybe Mom could help and we could try and figure out that situation or like get people who are rounding up these moon-touched Pokemon to make sure that they don't keep spreading. But I'm
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of guys in from Alluvia. It's either with the Bureau of Intelligence or something along those lines. They're the guys with the big rifles you've probably seen walking around.
Right, that's not...
They sent a force out after the Neuven attack a few weeks back.
Okay.
They're in all the major cities now.
Yeah,
Or so I'm told.
I imagine so. I mean, we didn't see any in Etiola, but I guess they're kind of different from the region. Anyway, could you grab Mom and then we can try and figure out maybe whose camp that was and then
Sure.
next steps for figuring out how maybe we trap all those moon-touched?
Absolutely. Helen, your son's home! And you hear a door kind of open and shut, and then big, heavy boot falls. Without a word, she just bear hugs you.
I will hug Mama back.
So what's this about another moon-touched deal going on? Heard something about Mandibuzz as well.
Yeah, I think it's better if you guys just follow me. I saw them with my binoculars, but you can probably see them off in the distance just circling, and I don't know that they would circle unless there's something that is interesting them. So, let's try for that. Then I'll go outside and look around, like, in that direction and try and see if I can find CJ anywhere meandering with ice cream.
Okay. Are you still eating ice cream?
No.
No!
I will have finished my ice creams
Okay.
for the day.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Maybe not the day.
Okay. For the hour. For the time being.
That sounds good.
For the time being.
And I'll just have been sitting there kind of looking around town, eyeing people down, just seeing what's going on, and then
Sure.
I'll think to myself, maybe it's a good idea to reach out to some of my contacts and see if I can locate any Team Rocket peoples,
Oh, okay.
Polaris region.
Yeah. You gonna do that?
I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Just on like a PC network, or are you gonna use like a dead drop?
I would look around for a computer situation.
Okay.
I mean, can I use my
Portable one?
my portable PC for that?
Yeah. I've allowed it in the past.
I'll do that then.
I'll allow it. Okay. Who are you reaching out to? You can make them up. I'm not expecting you to like know immediately. But if you have contacts, who are they? What do they do?
Who have I reached out to in the past? Scarlet?
Scarlet. Time to reach out to Violet. I'm just kidding.
I would.
Violet's on Joel's team.
I would start. I
You
would
lived.
start. Yeah, I would start with Scarlet.
Okay.
And just check in and see if there's anything to report or anything that we should talk about. And then I'd ask if they're aware of the Moon Touch situation that's happening over here, and if that's happening anywhere else.
Okay. Send a message. Are you aware of the moon touched? Anything to report? And do you ask specifically about like the location of a base?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they, what would be like a bigger one or just one that's around?
Okay. Like a local base.
Yeah,
in
Like
the
a
Laris
like a
region.
Team
Around-
Rocket base or
yeah.
like a these contacts base.
No, like a Team Rocket base.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it's worth noting, I'm fairly certain CJ has never met Scarlet and has no idea who they are. But you've traded intel in the past for intel.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So are you aware the moon touched? Anything to report? Any bases located in the Laris region? Okay. But as you're scanning the street, CJ, for anybody interesting looking, roll for me a d6.
CB.
6.
Okay. There's another kind of probably 30s, maybe late 30s lady walking down the street. She's got a massive purple creature with a just huge open jaw, and it's just going and it's got these big like pipe organs on the top of its head and these big meaty fists and legs, and it's just walking. It looks like if a Goomba was stretched up and grew arms. Like a Galoomba.
A Galoomba.
Yeah. And it's just walking around. And she has like an old school style like tape recording machine and some headphones on there. And a mic is placed near that guy that's walking around. And he's going and making this like low bassy noise. And you can see the pipe organs are kind of like flaring at different times.
Is she listening to the music that or the noises that are coming out of this thing?
Seems to be.
What? All right. Well, I'll walk up, get her attention, and be like, "Hey,
She'll take her headphones off.
hey, how's it going?
Hi. Can I help you?
Yeah, I've never seen your Pokemon before. I was just curious about it.
Yeah, this is a reverb. And she'll kind of elbow me, go, "Bah!" And there's this like big reverberating feel in your whole, like all your bones kind of like, for a second.
Oh, wow. Wow, he's pretty cool. Very cool.
Yeah, he communicates in tones.
That's neat.
So each one means a different thing.
That's crazy. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
Communicate better with
he's
people.
great.
What do you do?
I'm an audio engineer from Fola.
Nice. What are you doing down here?
Heard they might need some infrastructure set up for something. I don't know. Kind of on the hush hush, but there's a couple of us down here.
Oh.
A couple engineers all around. I guess something needs building, some kind of tower.
Oh,
I don't know.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Do you just work with your Pokemon? Just your partner? Do you guys like battle? Do stuff like that?
He battles, yeah. And you hear. Oh yeah.
Have you done any of the gyms?
No time.
You're just always busy.
Yeah.
Setting up towers and stuff.
Yeah.
Towers.
That's the job.
Towers. Cool. Wonder what kind of tower it is that they're building.
Yeah. Some scientist somewhere figured out a way to transmit messages faster than a bird.
Oh, so it's stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've heard about that before.
Huh. Yeah. I guess it's not as newfangled as I thought, but pays well.
Cool. What was your name?
Carly.
Carly, I'm CJ.
Nice to meet you, CJ.
Cool.
You looking to fight? You kind of caught Reverb's attention.
Oh, I mean, we can if you're not too busy.
No, he was just telling me how he's bored and there's nothing to do for him in this town.
Cool.
There's no, and I quote, large cavernous spaces for him to scream into.
Well, now there can be. I'll throw out Winter.
Okay. Winter hits the field across from Reverb and you hear like a Mongolian throat singer.
Wow.
Mongolian throat singer.
What up, bud? You want to do some scrapping?
Let's do it. You play for money or just for fun?
Yeah, we can do for money.
All right. You guys kind of head to. There's a place in Ambercrag that the rest of the tots will be aware of, and Carly has seen. It's called the Quad. It's basically just a trainer arena where people can fight. So you guys will kind of head in that general direction. As out pop two smaller versions of Reverb from behind him. There's just these little pink dudes with big ears, and they're hanging out. And as you guys start to battle, they just go, "Wah!" and they start making a beat.
Wow.
Winter, you're up first.
This is freaking cool. Okay, well, Winter will just throw out an ice shard.
Okay.
Test this thing out.
Good luck.
That's 23.
23 hits.
8.
8. Okay. Yeah, you throw out an ice shard, it smacks into the front of Reverb, and he goes, "Wah!" And there's this massive sound wave that's carried on with the little guys next to him.
Don't let the bass drop.
He gets a 19 to hit you.
Yeah.
He's gonna let the bass drop.
You take 9 points of force damage.
Ow.
Woohoo.
As your whole body just kind of is like... Back to you.
He got hit with the wub wub.
You did.
Did you say 9?
Yeah. 9 points of force
Hit
damage.
with the wub wub. Hit the wub
9 wub 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 wub.
9 wub wub damage.
You take 9. Wop, 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 wop.
That's a sweet wub wub.
He's going to enter didgeridoo mode.
We'll Winter will kind of slide around on some ice.
Okay.
And circle this thing and then go in for a night slash.
Oh!
Whoop. Didn't even really roll, but it's a 19, which is a crit.
Hits. That hits and crits.
Oh snap.
So,
Meets it, beats it.
Oh snap. Oh snap. Oh snap.
so that's 4. And then, so what, 8 total with the double, and then
And that.
add 5.
Add 5. Okay.
Yeah.
So 8 plus 5, 13.
13.
All right. It's another good hit. This Explode is just taking hits left, right, and center, and is just having a great time. He's stomping his feet to the beat. He's got the Roomba beat, and he screams out another sound wave, and this one's even more forceful than the last, as it's riding in like an echo. However, it's only a 10 to hit.
No.
All right, this time you kind of jump and acrobatically leap over, dodging the sound wave,
Boom. And
resetting the hyper voice.
Yeah, as I jump over this sound wave, I'm going to throw a bunch of ice shards.
Get him.
That's
Oh yeah.
gonna hit. That's a 21.
Okay, yeah, that hits a lot. He's a big
Yeet.
guy.
Hey.
8 more damage.
8 more damage. All right, another good hit to the Explode, who is extra loud. He's
Shard him up,
feeling
bro.
himself, and he just like roars, and all of the cones on top of his head just go boom as he gains the benefits of a howl.
Uh-oh.
We pass back to you.
You're gonna get hit with that wub-wub.
Oh, snap.
Gonna get hit with that wub-wub.
Yeah, he's gonna do 2 additional damage on all of his attacks.
Need another big hit.
He's howling.
We'll send out those 3 claws and we'll go in for another night slash.
Okay.
A slashing. Oh, no, not going to do it.
Ow.
What's the total?
9, I think.
9. Misses, but not by that much.
Yeah.
He's a big guy. All right, you try to slash into him. Nothing doing as he spins down and tries to bite you. And his teeth kind of like open to the side, and there's this little gout of fire, similar to what you've seen some other creatures do.
Whoa.
It's an 18 to hit you with an elemental fang.
Oh, snap.
Aspected to fire.
Uh-oh.
That
This is
is
gonna hurt.
9 plus 2 is 11, but it's fire damage, so it's 22.
Ow.
22 points of fire to
That
you.
was big hurt.
That is ouch. Winter is ouch.
Winter is big ouch.
But that's his turn.
I shard. Hiya. Uh-oh. What's that? 13?
Hits. Big guy. Very big guy.
6 damage.
6. Okay. Yeah, it's another good hit. The Exploud kind of slides back and then leaps up and goes and there's this massive outcry from him. You've got to make a wisdom save.
Holy cow.
He's a big guy.
Uh-oh. 7.
7. All right. You take a whopping 1 point of damage from the uproar.
Ouch.
And if you
That
were
hurts so
drowsy, you're
bad.
no longer.
Not drowsy
You're now
anymore.
very awake.
I am very awake.
Now you're hypno.
Extremely awake.
We'll go for some more ice shards. Pepper this boy.
Come on.
Pepperidge Farms.
Yeah.
Come on,
buddy. 18.
That hits.
You hit them with the Pepperidge Farms.
8
the
more
Pepperidge Farms, you
damage.
hit them.
Very consistent. Okay, you hit him for another 8. He's still hanging in there. This guy looks okay. You're witnessing the power of somebody that has one main Pokemon partner that does all of their battles for them. That uproar continues. He's locked into it. You've got to make another wisdom save.
Boy. That is not good. That's a 1.
A 1. Okay.
Just acquire super luck from
You
Monty.
take 5 more points of force damage.
Ouch.
As your whole, your brain seems to be rattling around in your skull.
Come on, Winter.
We need us a night slash. Come on, crit. Nope. Not gonna hit either, I don't
Ouch.
think. Nope.
Ah.
10 total.
10 total, you missed by 1.
Boy.
He's a big guy. Easy to hit, but... Alright, you've got one more round where he's locked into uproar. Good luck.
Nope. 6.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, and it's an actual roll this time of 13.
Oh, he's down.
Alright,
He
there's
beat
this
Winter.
big burst of sound as Winter, you're just knocked backwards unconscious and you tumble along the ground. The Wishmers in the back just go... And they sealed their mouths and they stopped the music. Alright, buddy. Traditional payout from trainer to trainer is 3d6.
Ayo.
$86.
Good battle. I probably shouldn't have used Winter, but here's
Oh, now you roll high.
here's $14.
She's like,
That's funny.
hey, thanks. I really appreciate you letting Reverb stretch his legs out there.
Heck yeah,
He gets a lot of pent up energy.
Wasn't gonna not, considering he's really cool looking.
And then you watch, he kind of scoops up the 2 little Wishmers under his arms and goes,
Cool.
he says thanks.
Later, dude. You're welcome.
And he kind of skips off, and you hear the 2 little guys go, they're just kind of chortling to each other.
Nice. That was cool.
Good try, though. Good try. Oh, Winter. Winter brought the winter breeze, but Exploud is no joke.
Yeah. Boom.
Anyways, to answer your question, Bentley, yes, CJ's very conspicuous. There's there's all kinds of crazy music going on,
and like a small crowd is gathering around, and you see like a bunch of little purple guys just going, and it's very much a CJ vibe.
Yeah, that's probably where CJ's gonna be. Guys, let's head over that way. I'll just bring the parentals over to where the hijinks is happening.
Okay. You arrive right as Winter's being like knocked unconscious, and CJ's handed a bunch of money over to some random lady. And as she's walking away, you catch up.
I'll call Winter back.
Okay. Yeah, Winter, because this is just a street fight, you're at 1 hit point. You're a little bruised. You're like, ow. It's mostly an ego death.
Mm-hmm.
Rough.
It's all good. Sometimes
But you see the whole Woods clan approaching you.
Oh, did I do something wrong?
Hey, CJ, what's going on?
You know, just doing a little battle. Winter got his butt kicked, but that's
Oh.
all right.
Well, that's
He
kind of
takes
cool,
an
though.
ice shard and like puts it on his ice.
Yep. Yep. Get him fixed up here in a minute. What's going on with you guys?
So I actually saw a bunch of, I think, mandibas circling over that way. That they normally don't do that unless there's like a dead creature that they're looking to munch on. They're scavengers.
Okay.
But when I went out that direction, I looked and there's like an abandoned camp, and there were a bunch of like those LGM small moon touch kind of dealios.
It's not good.
No. So I was thinking maybe like you, me, my pops, and my mom, we could kind of go that way and see if we can figure out what was at that campsite and
Go
why they're
crush some
circling.
stones.
Yeah, maybe like we could just like catch them by surprise, and then maybe we just ambush them, just do ambush tactics. That way they wouldn't be able to hit any of our Pokemon. Maybe like, I was thinking like Evinrude maybe could like line them all up in one line and do a bug buzz, maybe just knock them all out in one go.
I mean, that sounds cool.
So do you want to try and see what's going on over there? It's freaking me out.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Oh, I just fought a lady who said she was putting up a tower. You think it's like the one that D was doing?
A tower.
Yeah, like she was building one. Like they asked her to come here to build one.
Interesting. Is she doing it like with that Pokemon that was making all that noise?
Yeah.
Huh.
They said it was about messaging, like sending messages and stuff.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say like maybe they need for like sonic warfare or something.
Communication, I think, is what it was about.
No. Well, that's less cool, I guess.
Yeah. Still
If they-
neat though, right? D would probably be like, "Ooh, what was her name? I want her phone number."
Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
it's 3, because she has the 3rd phone ever.
I'll give the binoculars to my mom and
Okay.
see if Helen can see the mandibas and if she knows, like, kind of can reiterate why they would be having such behavior.
The Mandibus are gone, and they are moon touch now.
And they're gone and they're dead.
Helen agrees with yours and Tom's assumption. Mandibas will circle like a vulture would.
Okay.
The only reason they would be up in the air and not down is that they feel threatened. They don't feel it's safe to go down and eat whatever is there. But they wouldn't gather, like if a Geodude was there, the Mandibas are going to fly by. They can't eat a Geodude. There's nothing they can do with it.
Right.
So clearly there is something organic. You've seen the blood and viscera on one of their faces.
Yeah, that's part of my concern.
But yeah, she will concur.
Okay. Then I will just kind of lead the group kind of stealthily to get back to within like eye shot of that camp to see
Okay.
if we can still see all of the
It's going to be a group stealth check then.
Okay.
Tom, not the stealthiest. Neither is Helen. They are both wearing a lot of their sort of forge gear.
Great.
They got hammers and
So
nails and stuff clanking around.
14 from Bentley.
17.
Okay. CJ, you hit the grass and you just go, I'm gone. I'm out of here. And then Tom and Helen are just kind of walking out like it's a day walk with their son. And they're like, okay, well, let's go see the Mandibas flying around. You do arrive on approach to the camp after probably an 8 to 10 minute walk.
Okay. I would want to like hunker everybody down behind like a ridge or a rock or a big tree to get them like to be able to see it, but I don't want to like give away our position basically.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of like shrubs. Probably the largest thing would probably be like one of those like bush cactuses.
Okay.
Nothing like there, or like a rock maybe that
Okay.
you guys could fit behind. Tom is a huge guy.
Okay.
He's very tall, quite wide. There's very little chance he's gonna hide behind something, but he just kind of gets low and he's like, "All right, let's test the old knees out." And you hear like a psh, and he's like, "Oh, that's good."
I'll pass the binoculars to CJ and then my dad and so on and so forth to see if they can.
I'm good.
Okay.
Use your eye globes. Flick down your actual like.
Click down my little
your little
headset.
head. Yeah.
CJ, what does the scouter say about the Elgium's power level?
What do you see?
It's 2.
What do I see? Do I need to roll?
No, you guys have seen most of what you'll be able to see from a distance. A couple of Elgium kind of walking back and forth. They don't seem to be doing anything. And that's what stands out to you. Usually they're doing something. Or minimally they're standing still, performing a task. But these guys just seem to be wandering back and forth.
But they are in the like campsite.
They are within what would be reasonable to call the campsite, yes.
Okay.
And there are still 2 Mandibas, but one of them has left. Seems to have given up the goat.
Okay. Do we think that we can see all of what's at this campsite?
From here, no, I'll tell you that much. Because the shrubland is tall enough that, like, the tent is poking over, but somebody cleared a space to put a campsite in.
Okay. All right, guys. I kind of have a plan here. I'm thinking maybe we, like, flank around this campsite and try and get a view of everything that's there and make sure that we're not missing anything. We're not going to get reverse ambushed. But then the 4 of us, we could all kind of attack and try and figure out whatever is in this campsite, and if they're stuck in their tent, maybe trying to hide from them.
Sounds good. Which way do you want me to go?
Right?
Okay.
And then I can go left and around, and then Dad, maybe you stay here, and Mom, you follow me to the left, and then...
He's like, yeah, no problem. I don't think I could get up from this position.
Okay.
Gonna need a minute or 2.
Okay, well, I hope
Crack my back.
you got a decently strong Pokemon with you. These things are kind of no joke. Just try to do your best to make sure that they don't hit you or your Pokemon, because that would be bad.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
No problem.
And then I'll make my way over to the left, and basically I want to just do like a 4 corners tacked, like Tom at the south, CJ east, Mom west, and Bentley north, and try and get like a full 360-degree view of the campsite and the moon touch to make sure that we can at least account for all of them.
Are you maintaining the same distance apart from the campsite? Or does anybody get closer?
I would get a little closer, I
Okay.
guess. I don't know what you want to do, but like I still have my binoculars, so I'll just like I want to be close enough to be able to see, but like far enough away to where I'm not endangering myself, I guess.
Mine depends on the terrain.
Because it does, bear in mind your stealth checks have been rolled.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a distance that I cannot disclose to you that will trigger them to be like, hey, a thing.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be like right up at the edge of the campsite, but like
Are there rocks, boulders, grasses, trees?
Rocks and grasses, yes. Couple cacti. It's very much desert scrubland.
Okay.
The grass here is like almost wheat-esque. It grows to about mid-thigh, which is why you're only able to see like the top of the Elgium's heads.
Okay.
They're not the tallest guys. They're like this big.
I'd stay low and get pretty close.
Okay.
Maybe like 30 feet.
30 feet? Okay. Yeah, you hear the like beeping and booping of an Elgium. And the occasional report. But nothing else. But it sounds and seems as though there are about 3. As far as you can tell.
So for my clarity, does that mean that it looks like there's fewer of them from when I was here last?
Kind of hard to say from the distance, because again, you just see like the tops of their heads.
Right.
Kind of bopping around.
But I think when I was initially there, you said it was like roughly or like a half dozen of them, and now there's 3, so that...
Yeah, at least insofar as what's visible at this moment.
Okay.
Could be.
All right, well, Bentley's going to try and silently send out Evinrude.
Okay. I will allow a sleight of hand check at disadvantage to be sneaky.
From Bentley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly because I now have a class ability to compare it to. Uh-oh.
Oh, wow. Even worse. Natural 1.
Natural 1. Okay. You send out Evinrude, but it just makes as much noise as it has always made. As he lands. CJ, from your closer vantage point, there's no change in the Elgium. They don't seem to move or react or really care.
Dude.
I'm waiting on you to make a move.
Right.
This is your operation.
Okay, I'll convey to Evinrude that there's, like, enemy moon-touched in this, like, camp area.
Buzz buzz.
And if Evinrude can, like, fly up and see with a better vantage point how many there are.
Sure.
Okay.
If he flies up, he's got eyeballs. There are 4. There are 4 Elgium. But the higher up you go, the lower the mandibas begin to fly.
Okay, so he'll just go kind of, like, at the top of the tree line or a little bit below, just enough to get, like, a better vantage point from the ground.
Yeah, to clarify, there are 4 Elgium, but if Evinrude flies any higher, it's initiative with mandibas.
I gotcha. Okay.
So
yeah,
you can see 4, but Evinrude doesn't see a reason why these things would still be here.
Okay.
There's
Should I
nothing
roll
crazy.
for this or no?
No, you guys have surrounded enough
Okay.
to kind of triangulate.
Okay.
There's 4 Elgiums.
All right. So Evinrude will come down and, like, tick, like, 4 marks in the ground. And I'll try and get can I see CJ or either of my parents?
You can see your parents immediately.
Okay.
Tom is still just
Okay. So
he doesn't get out too much these days.
Okay. That's not great news, but
He's an indoorsy
I'll just
guy.
hold up like 4, like there's 4 of these enemies, and then like I'll give a little hand motion that I'm like gonna try and figure out what's going on here.
Okay.
But I'll have Evinrude fly within range of them and try to line them up into the cone if possible.
Yeah, I'll say it's easy enough to hit 2 at any given time.
Okay.
Because they're kind of just they're like little pinball guys right now. They kind of just walk to the edge of a campsite, hit the grass, turn, and just walk.
Weird.
They seem to just be on like autopilot.
Yeah, that's kind of freaking me out. So he'll double team and go for a bug buzz on as many as he can.
Sure. So, it's
So
easy
they
enough
have to
hit
make
2.
dexterity checks.
Natural 20 and a 17.
Jesus Christ.
Holy cow.
That's not good.
they just
All right. Well, I think they take whatever this is net because it would have been doubled
yeah,
otherwise.
they succeed on a thing that they're weak to, so it's still
That
just
was a
whatever you
good
roll.
roll.
Yeah, it was. So that's 16 damage.
Oh yeah, they explode.
Pop, pop.
Yeah, 2 of them just
All
they
right.
just detonate in
Got
place.
him.
When he does that, I'm gonna run in. I'm gonna use my new daggers that I got from
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah.
And come in on 2 of these
Okay.
things.
Is this the first time you've used these?
I believe so.
Have I told you what they do yet?
Not really.
Okay, let me pull up that doc real quick because these
Not really. I'm rolling the dice.
these are kind of fun. Either way, go ahead and make some attack rolls. I'll make it flourishy if I can't find the stuff right now. I'll give it to you later.
I don't know what the bonus is.
It's your dex plus your proficiency bonus plus 3.
Jesus, that's
These
a
are
lot of
these
adds.
are plus 3 magic daggers.
So that's 15s.
15s on both?
Oh.
Or just,
I don't know what the first roll was.
You said
So
it's
3
adding
plus
his
3.
proficiency
Yeah.
and then adding.
So it's going to be 3 for your
3.
proficiency, whatever your dex is, and then 3
5.
additional.
8.
So 8. So you're going to add 8 to your attack roll.
Yeah. So 15.
15?
Both 15.
Yeah, that'll hit both. Do you throw them or you keep them in your hands?
I would, if I can get in and get close to them and just attack both of them.
Yeah, they're just
then
kind of like...
I'll just
They
keep 'em-
stop when Evinrude detonates 2 of them, and they go... Beep, boop.
I'll
and
keep
then you're
them.
just...
I'll keep them in my hands.
Okay.
Run up close.
Awesome. I'll say the one in your left hand, because you would have no bearing of which one would do which. But the one in your left hand sparks up and ignites in like a purple fire. Ooh. And the one in your right just starts dripping oil as you spark into both of them. Because you hit with both, you hit both of them, they collide together and they explode.
Whoa! Did you see that?
That was
As there's
super rad.
There's this little fireball that goes poof, and just kind of sparks up into the sky. And Tom goes, yeah!
Yeah, indeed.
All right,
That was sick.
Bentley will run in after CJ and like look around to make sure that we got them all.
You got all the Elgium.
Okay, and they're not like respawning, as in like doesn't look like there's a Behemoth master anywhere.
Now that you're in and close, there's a dead Behemoth with a hatchet in the back of its head, and a statue of a person standing in perfect swing motion.
Oh, wow.
Just inside that tent flap.
Weef.
So it seems like somebody got the Behemoth, but the Elgium didn't go away. Which is a first for you guys. That has never been the case before.
So he's just
Normally they like just disperse, or
Typically, if you kill the Behemoth, the
They
Elgium
die.
will
Oh,
die.
explode.
But
Oh,
for
that's
whatever
right.
reason,
that didn't happen.
these guys didn't.
Oh.
But they didn't have any orders, so they just stayed in the area.
and the person that hatcheted the Behemoth is just like a
Full-on statue, marble-esque,
Is it
very
just-
well crafted.
Is that basically what we saw of the moon touched people in like Oriander?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit.
Is it just the one tent?
Yeah.
Okay.
One tent, one body, statue.
I'm gonna very carefully, like, open the tent a little bit more and see if there's anything else going on inside the tent.
There's like an immediate kind of stench of starting to rot food. There's a lantern that's been kind of ticked over but isn't open or anything, and there's just a pack.
I think this guy was by himself.
Do I recognize this person?
You can get a history check.
Oh boy.
Hopefully you don't.
Yeah,
It'd
no
be
kidding.
very sad. It's your dad's best friend.
That's a 23.
23? God. Thankfully for you, you don't recognize this person. They don't appear to be from Ambercrag. But there's an individual currently just completely in stone.
Yikes. Oh, CJ, this is bad.
Is there anything that we can do to, like, reverse this for people? Do we know?
Maybe Milo would be able to, but I don't know. I don't know that he's ever done it for people, and these people seem dead. It's not like...
Messed up.
Yeah, it's not like Richter, where he was just like moon touched and still like moving around.
Yeah. Not
And it's not like
Not good.
Huntail, it's not like Goomy.
Not good.
Like, it just seems like once you're dead, you're dead. But like, it seems like this guy died like instantly.
Yeah.
Like he hit it and then all of a sudden he was just stone. That's not good. And why were the why were the Elgiums still here? Because in the past, when we took out the Behemoth, all the Elgiums just kind of went away. Like they also just perished.
Okay, you're asking questions I have no answers for. I have no idea what's going on here.
I'll relay the same information to Mama and Papa Woods when they come in and see the aftermath. Do they recognize this person?
Tom might. There's a chance. He does. Tom did business with this guy. They're not friends, but
Yeah.
this guy was in town to get a Pokemon.
Do you know anything about his backstory? Like,
Nah, he came in, asked for a Charmeleon, and sent him on his way.
Did you give him the Charmeleon?
Yeah. No more than a day or two ago. Said he was going to do some camping and head back home.
I'm gonna look around for the Pokeball.
Okay. Throw me an investigation or perception. Dealer's choice.
11.
11. No sign of it anywhere. It's not on the statued body, for better or worse.
can I hold my breath and sneak into the tent and try and grab the pack?
Yeah, it's right inside.
Okay, so I'll like hold my breath, go in, grab the pack, and scuttle out and just like lay the pack down next to where the campfire was. And just like, sorry, mister. And then I'll open the pack and like see what's in there, if there's any Pokeballs or similar.
No Pokeballs. Spare change of clothes, extra set of boots, little bit of food. There's like half a power bar that's been open for a while. It's got like some Gatorade or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just the usual suspects. There is a kind of like sewn in seam on the back of the backpack. It says E. Harris.
Okay, so if you gave him a Charmeleon, there's no Pokeball here. What could have happened?
I hate to be a negative Ned, but if he didn't make it, there's a chance the Charmeleon got loose, took its ball, and ran.
We saw a Charmeleon coming into the hospital, right?
You did.
Can I do a retroactive, I guess, insight check to see if like that would be the same one?
In a rare twist of events, it could be anything. It's too far back. I will, in a very rare case, I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
There's no way of connecting the two, because neither one has enough information.
Yeah, but like he knows that he saw one going into the hospital and knows that there's presumably one missing from here.
Yeah.
I don't know that Charmeleons are too common around here.
They
would guess.
are a natural occurring critter in the shrublands kind of mountainside area around Ambercrag.
Okay.
Same thing with like a cacturn. The things that you guys have seen a lot of, mandibas. Any sort of desert dwellers, a lot of fire types. They are pretty common here.
Okay.
Plus, everybody loves Charizard. He's in every game.
That's a fair point, because he's the GOAT.
He's the best Pokemon of every type. Charizard, grass type Charizard.
And yet is terrible, because it has a terrible typing.
It does. So yeah, it's kind of hard to say.
Can I look up and see if the Mandibas are indeed circling this camp? Like,
Oh yeah, they're like right
Okay.
above you guys.
So it's not like off into one section of the woods somewhere. They're circling where like a corpse might have like escaped. And...
No, they're definitely circling over here.
Okay.
And from what you're able to tell, they probably are presuming whatever stank is coming from the food in here
Right.
is something rotting.
Okay. Well, Mom, Dad, I feel like we should maybe call somebody.
I'll see if I have the see if I have anything on Mr. Harris here, and if I can send a
Yeah.
letter to notify.
Yeah, Milo knows more about this stuff than I do, and he seems to be of the mind that this moon touch stuff can spread, kind of like a virus, I guess. So it might be best to get professionals in here to handle Mr. Harris and what's left of that Bahium.
I'll let the bureau fellas know. They'll know what to do.
Yeah, good idea. This is creepy. Well, good work, CJ. That dagger double attack was rad.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you hit with both on the first try.
I don't know what they are, but
I just blacked out, man. I just
super sick.
Yeah. One is like all black, and as soon as you like spark up the oil and it explodes, it's perfectly clean. You're not burned at all.
So cool.
So one coats them in oil, which makes them weak to fire, and the other one sets them on fire and explodes them. If you hit with both.
And
if
you asked
miss
me
with
if
either,
I threw them.
Yep.
I can do this from range.
Yeah. If you're worried about it, you can try to throw from range. If you hit with one and not the other, neither effect triggers. It's only if you hit with both.
Okay.
They're a tag team weapon.
Okay.
So I'm so glad you hit with both.
Okay.
It's amazing. Because
That's pretty
one
cool.
makes them weak to fire and the other one does like a ton of fire damage.
It's pretty cool.
If you hit with both. But right now, it seems like if you were to try it again, it wouldn't work.
They like recharge?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a once a day thing.
Oh, wow.
But they're still +3 daggers.
Yeah,
they still
you can
do
just
damage.
use them as
but-
daggers.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they do other stuff as well, but we'll get to that as you're kind of getting used to them. I'll let you experience it naturally.
Sure.
But Tom will get up, crack his back and his knees, and kind of start heading back towards town to grab the bureau fellas.
Okay.
Helen looks towards the hatchet in the back of the Vahium, reaches for it, and then changes her mind.
Okay. Well, let's just start following Pops back into town to alert the like bureau people, I guess.
Yeah.
keep-
They have like a little like FEMA tent almost. It's like set up.
Yeah, it's like emergency response basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, once Sir Woods proper lets them know, I think I would just ask him if we can head back to the ranch and see if there's any like items or similar that they might have that might be useful to mine and or CJ's teams. I don't know if CJ has any like items that he needs, but
Yeah. Tom Woods will have you beat to the punch. He's got a box of the remaining things that he has that are not on commission for somebody. Things that he is capable of giving away. He's got a box of stuff ready to go.
Okay. Well, I don't know on CJ's end, but I would look to see if there's any sort of item that would potentially evolve a magneton, because I think Tom has already done that, like worked with someone who got a magnezone.
You have one. You have a chippy.
I thought I already gave it to him, and that was what like triggered the quote-unquote evolution into magneton.
Yep. He's got it. It's plugged in. He
Okay.
just has to unlock
he
it.
just has to do a thing. Okay, I see.
He just has to unlock the full potential.
Interesting. Okay.
It's a scaling item for him.
Um,
But there is a box. This is for Bentley. There's a thick, like bowling ball sized steel orb. There are 3 fire, water, and thunder stones each. A dawn stone that is, like, as soon as you open the box, is like nearly blinding with any amount of light that hits it, and a pair of sunglasses.
Interesting. So there is. Say again. We got the Dawnstone,
The dawn stone,
Thunderstone, Firestone, Waterstone.
3 of those each.
And then
3 fire, 3 water,
black
3 thunder.
glasses.
Black glasses, and a heavy ball.
Cool.
What do the glasses do?
The glasses, if you had it, the only one that I know for sure does is Derby. But if you have a sunlight sensitivity, it removes it so that you can be out in the daytime. You cannot make perception checks at night if you're wearing them because sunglasses at night.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing doing. Just a little bit of breeding humor for you.
Mm-hmm.
And dark type attacks deal +2 damage. If it is nighttime, they do +4 instead.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you would have the dark types.
Mm-hmm.
Darkness.
Yeah, so if you want,
Do any of those stones help anybody on either of our teams?
Fire, water, and thunder, if you give them to a fire, water, or electric type, they do an extra d6 on their attacks. They can be used as a catalyst for certain dudes. The Dawn Stone sheds bright light up to 30 feet and dim light for a further 30. If you allow it to, you can cover it. And if it's held by a fairy type, they gain a +2 to attack rolls. The heavy ball can be thrown at a target within 30 feet of you. It has a 3+ strength mod to hit. Deals 3d10 if you hit. Hit or miss. Roll a d20. On a 1, the ball explodes.
Whoa.
Not doing damage, it breaks.
Whoa.
But each time you make the roll, that threshold goes up by 2 because cracks start to form in it.
Whoa.
It's just a dense ball.
So it's used more as like...
It is to be flung. It is a throwable weapon. So
One
if you have a
object.
strong thing that doesn't have a ranged attack, they can just throw a ball. Like a mute could throw it as a bonus action with fling.
Oh,
It
that's
just
kind of
Yeah,
rad.
that's
smack
pretty
somebody.
Okay, neat.
So that is what is in there. Because you guys pretty well cleaned them out last time, and
So it's more like an iron ball than a heavy ball.
Pretty much, yeah.
Because it doesn't function like a Pokeball.
yeah, it's not a capture device. It's literally just a heavy ball that Tom had laying around.
Got it.
And last time you guys were here, he found out that Mute can throw stuff, and he went, you know who could use this is that big bear.
Yeah. Would he need to sacrifice the Quick Claw to
Yep.
have that? Okay.
Yeah, it would be a held item. Doesn't require attunement or anything, but he's only got, 2 hands, and if he's
You said
carrying both, he can
3d10?
attack. 3d10.
Cool, so we can give that a bang, right?
Yeah, you can give it to anybody.
Because Bang needs to be stronger.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have any range attack.
Yeah, anybody can throw
That's
it
a fair
30 feet.
point.
Whether you hit or you miss, you're gonna roll a d20, get a 1, it shatters, and then every time, the next time you do, you have to roll above a 3,
Okay.
and then above a 5.
Well, we can figure it out. Dawnstone
Yeah, I
would
don't
also help
care.
your fairy guy.
Yeah, Bark would get an additional
Ooh.
+2 on all attacks because he's fairy type. Doesn't have to be a fairy type attack, but a fairy type has to hold it to get the bonus.
So
Hmm.
I have those in my notes. We can divvy
You can
them
also
up.
use that as a makeshift like lantern or light source, anything like that.
Cool.
It's another one of those, like the light ball that Bontiki's got.
Cool.
Rad. Okay. Well, I might have to look at the items, but I don't really have a reason not to give a Firestone to Mortar. It's just gonna buff his damage.
Yeah, does an extra 1d6
Okay.
on fire type attacks.
All right. Well,
or fire
we
types.
can do some housekeeping later, but that's good to know.
Yep.
But yeah, outside of that, it would just be like Bentley warning his parents about impending doomsday and like continuing to warn them about the moon touched and like stay away from them. And obviously you just saw what happened to Mr. Charmeleon guy, and that's like really bad. So, just batten down the hatches here and like be super, super, super safe and things and stuff. I don't know if there's anything else that like they would want to pitch to me, but
Yeah, they would definitely offer to you to not leave again. They're like, you don't have to go out there. You don't have to, face this threat head on. We can all face it together. There's no reason to, put yourself at risk. You just stay here with us.
Yeah, maybe, Dad. It's just, I don't know. I feel like this is kind of my calling, like I don't know. I feel like we've done so much already. It's kind of on us, and at least for now, we're gonna do as much preparation as we can. I think CJ wants to make his way back to Wadalonga, and I kind of do as well. So we might just go up and explore up there for a little bit, but we might be back down here when we make our way back. So
Well,
be safe.
door's always open.
Yeah,
You be safe, mister.
I will.
And they'll both give you a big ol' hug.
Oh boy, he's getting teary-eyed, Bentley.
So is Tom.
His folks.
I was like, my boy, don't leave me.
Yeah. Well, there are bigger things at play here, Father.
Bye, Woods family. Thanks, Woods is
Woodsy boys.
Always nice to see you, CJ. So full of energy, that one. Just eating some old ice cream like in a shirt pocket.
You mean soup?
Yeah. Drinking some
Sticky soup?
drinking some melted ice cream.
Drinking some sticky soup.
Yeah. All right, lads. That takes place over the course of we'll call it what it is. That's about 3 days in Ambercrag. Is all of that chicanery. Spending time here and there, doing some battles, investigating a campsite, getting to know what's going on in the hospital. A little bit of a medley, a little mashup. The rest of your days are pretty uneventful.
But you do pick up from your time there. The Bureau, all these people that are showing up, have been sent down from Alluvia. They are a group that you guys interacted with super early on and then never again. But they are heavily armed. They are aware of the Moon Touch threat and that it can spread. And they've been handling things with a pretty iron fist.
Do you have any sort of idea, like, who, like, operates that group?
Make a history check. It was told to you a long, long time ago. In a galaxy far, far
That was
away.
a good roll, though. Just don't know my history. It's not anything. 16.
16. Deacon Halsey. Mayor of Alluvia.
But wasn't there, like, some suspicion around that? Because he didn't seem like he was very on top of his shit.
No.
Well, I think we confirmed
And we never sussed that out,
he
right?
was like
He was just
working with
yeah.
Team Rocket and other like shady teams to do all of the like.
But wasn't he also just like a face?
As
far as you could tell.
Seemed like it, but he was like doing like importing, exporting with
Yeah,
Team
he was
Rocket
shady.
to maintain his political power.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
But
He was doing some
I
insider
guess,
trading.
Yeah, like we wouldn't really have a reason to believe that this bureau is like useless, like corrupt probably, but like
What I was more getting at was like, why is somebody willing to use the word?
Why throw that weight
Their
around?
means to like
Well,
keep
I-
everybody safe. If when like last we interacted, they were just trying to keep money
I mean, I
going.
think it's kind of like what our logic has been in terms of like trying to recruit people, because like
If there's
nothing
no
matters
world.
if there's nothing. It's like, I mean, I guess it's trying to get people to give a shit about climate change. But like, it seems to be going better here because like they're helping at least, maybe, kind of.
Okay.
I
There's
don't know.
nothing that happens
But,
over
like-
the course of our time there that seems sus with them. They're just there to help.
They're like, if you were to ever try to talk to them directly, they're very short, especially because you're kids.
Mhm.
They're like, move along, keep it moving.
I just figure
It's like any other military occupation type deal. They brought medical supplies, they brought personnel, and they brought pretty much everything they would need to move in to the nearest large town that wasn't cratered.
Can we glean any information as far as like what happens to the people who've been marbleized?
So far as you have seen, they don't move them, but nobody seems to have any idea what to do.
Okay. They kind of
People
just leave them
know
where they
they're
are
like
and
that.
don't mess with them.
That is and was a person, and they might be able to be again. Don't touch them.
Yeah.
So they just leave them.
Okay.
Most of the time, when somebody finds it, like if you guys were to report the Harris campsite, they would just go tape it off, and basically station somebody to check on it every couple days.
Okay.
Especially because he's out in the open, they would probably put a tent over him and make sure that it doesn't rain on him, he doesn't melt or something.
Sure. Okay.
Make sure no arms come off on the off chance they can't get him back, and then suddenly the arms just yeah. If your arm's just splintered off at the shoulder, that's really not so good. Yeah, if you
so-
guys have any other kind of above board questions, we can handle those.
I'm probably going to give Mortar a Firestone for now. I mean, that's
Sure.
semantics and something that I can track. But if you want a Firestone for Growl,
What does that do?
adds
An
an
extra
extra
D6.
D6 of fire damage
To any fire attacks or just everything?
to a fire attack.
to a fire attack specifically.
The elemental stones,
Like-
if you are that type and you do a move of that type, you get an extra D6.
Like, no pressure to keep it, but like if you don't have an item for now, you might as well just
sure.
use that because it's going to give you a buff. So you can have that, and then I can give the Dawnstone to Bark. So I think Bark is our only fairy type, if I'm not
I
mistaken.
could be wrong. I'm often wrong, but I'm fairly certain that Bark is the only fairy type in your
Okay.
team.
I think that's true.
think he is, so I can give that to Bark.
It was almost also Sage. So close. But it's not.
Will this help him evolve at all?
In the sense that, like, it'll make him more likely to sort of earn those milestones? Absolutely.
What does this do?
+2 to attack rolls for him.
Nice.
So it's going to make him more likely to hit, which will make him more likely to get a cool moment. More likely to grow. Because
Awesome.
the more stuff you're doing, the more likely you are to do the right stuff.
And do you have water types that don't have an item?
Crash is the only water type.
Yeah.
that I
Does
have.
he have an
To
item?
give Crash a water stone is kind of like putting a hat on a hat. You already have one on your back.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any reason
Yeah.
to give him that. If we're gonna give anybody else on my team anything,
And what
my
does
suggestion would
the dubious disc do for dial-up? That was unintentional alliteration, but I'm happy about it.
dubious disc?
What does the dubious disc do for dial-up?
I thought that was the name of it. You were just calling it dubious.
I mean,
You were just using that as an
the
adjective.
dastardly dubious disc.
Yeah, it is.
I thought
it
that's
is
what it was
literally a dubious disc.
You don't get to know.
Because I know that it was like you get to
bitch.
choose
Like,
if
you
you
don't
want
get to know,
one of your types
bitch.
to be ghost instead,
Yeah.
but I just
You could have
stuck
opted
with
the ghost
electric
route.
steel. But then I think it was like it still does stuff.
Yeah, once it's plugged in, it should be doing a little bit of extra electrical damage because you went the electrical route.
Okay.
Because it's still an upgrade chip, regardless of whether or not you use like the darker properties of it.
Okay.
Um,
So does it basically just act like a Thunderstone where it does like an additional
more or
D6?
less, yeah. Because I believe you would have to unequip the magnet to get any benefit from it. Because as far as I know, Dial-Up still has the magnet as well.
I think I took away the magnet when he got the dubious disc because it was
Okay.
like he has to have the dubious disc as a held item to.
Yeah, so then that would be pretty much the same thing. It would be no like mechanical change to him.
Okay.
Just in this bizarre circumstance. If he was a Porygon, it would like be insane. But otherwise, he's just kind of chilling.
Okay.
Do they start building the tower? Is it used for communication purposes?
There is a big cleared out area because Ambercrag, lots of open space, land's relatively cheap. There's a cleared out area with like a bunch of fences around. And there are like steel beams being brought in every day by truck. And as you guys have learned, trucks only go from Alluvia
Right.
and Ambercrag to ports
Right.
and vice versa.
Right.
So they're driving up from the port, dropping off all this infrastructure. And there's an alarming amount of engineers in town, but given what you've seen, putting up a tower of this scale, the ones that D makes are like 15 feet tall, kind of like a little steel apparatus and a Porygon pretty much puts it together.
This is gonna be a lot bigger.
This is massive.
You have dark types.
Uh-huh.
Do any of them have an item?
Growl does not.
Well, Growl
Except
has
for
the
the
Firestone,
Firestone.
so he's set.
Winter does not.
Okay.
Riot does not. Cyanide is not dark. Wimpimble is not. Bark
got the
is-
Dawnstone.
Does not. I think that's it.
Okay,
That's it. Those are the
so
options.
if you want the black glasses to buff dark attacks, but like neuter your vision during, you can give the black glasses to Winter.
What do they do again, Drew?
They do. Tell you
I think
real
it was.
quick.
I think it
plus
was like
something
plus
to-
2d6.
Plus 2 to damage.
Oh,
If
plus
it's
2 to
nighttime,
damage.
it's plus 4, but you can't make perception checks at night unless you like unattune from them. But basically, if you're fighting at night, you're crazy good because it just cuts out the distractions for you. You only see the target in front of you.
Oh.
But
Okay.
if they had a sunlight sensitivity thing,
And I might
They
want to
can
give
ignore it.
this heavy ball thing to Apophis. Be kind of rad.
yeah,
Just,
it does. The damage is based on strength.
Mhm.
Keep that in mind.
Which his is not like abysmal.
I don't
but-
think he has like the usual ghost strength of like 2, but
No, I think it's just plus 0. So
What? How is it based on strength? Like, what does it do?
the damage and the to hit is 3 plus your strength modifier.
Okay. So I'll put a pin in that, but it's potential that I could make him a little more beefy.
He's just gonna have a ripped lower arm, just holding like a
Yeah.
15-pound bowling
Big
ball all day.
old strong penis.
Just one buff
strong
ghost
middle
arm.
leg.
Just schlonging it. Blimey.
Right.
But yeah, they're working on the tower. They don't make like notable progress. A lot of stuff's just coming in for it. You would probably overhear some chatter that this is the first one they're gonna set up, and they're gonna build another one in Alluvia at the top of one of their taller buildings to try to get a signal to go over the Sierras. Because if they can do that, then Alluvia can communicate more directly with the ports and keep shipping lanes open and functional. That's the primary function for it.
So it's just
It is, yeah, it's not some kind of big sonic defense thing. It is literally just communication infrastructure.
Okay.
The plans have probably been in place for a long
Years.
time, and they're like,
Yeah.
well,
Let's do it.
apocalypse or no, we're building a tower. Although
Cool.
it would be pretty cool if they built a sonar tower from impossible creatures. The Noiver's flying, and it's like...
That was.
I mean, that's literally what I'm thinking now.
It was-
I'm like,
it was
is
gonna-
there some way that
yeah.
we could like build a giant death ray?
How long do you want to spend?
It was gonna be a
got
post-show
40
thought,
days.
but I was thinking like if they're making like a sonic ranged
Yeah,
weapon to
I mean,
like
that'd be
attack these things
sick.
using the X-Ploud noises, I'm like that would be kind of rad.
Would be cool indeed. But alas.
All right.
Let's
simply
give
building
that to some
communicación.
scientists who can handle that while we go take care of our own shit.
Yeah, so outside of like divvying up items, which I can do at a different time.
Okay.
I don't know if there's much more that we want to accomplish here.
Yeah, I didn't really have anything to do here.
I
so.
mean, we did more than what I set out to do in terms of like figuring out what's going on at that campsite.
I'm
and-
chilling.
Okay, so if you want to hop on some large water Pokemon, aka our
Fucking
large water
ride
Pokemon,
into the cave,
we
baby.
could go up towards Watalonga.
Yeah. The only other thing I'll throw in is you get a ping back on one of those days from your contact.
Oh, yeah. That's what I was going to ask. That was the other thing.
R is aware of Moontouched. They are working on a, in quotes, solution. Which, based on your somewhat limited exposure, but also your knowledge of your family's organization, they're looking for a way to survive it and then use it.
Right.
100%.
Of course.
That would be what they're doing.
That's what that means.
As for anything to report, nothing beyond the normal. Moon-touched attacks are apparently global. It's not just this region.
Okay.
As for a local base, there are 3. Coordinates for which one would plant directly below Mayburn. Another one is between Xantha and Greengate. Though the amount of times you've walked that trail, you're kind of surprised
Yeah.
to see that.
Okay.
Another one is on a route you guys have not been on. It's on Route 102. It's between Oriander and Greengate. It's a week-long path you guys have never gone through.
Out that way. Okay. So they're mostly on the eastern side. They have one on the... Or sorry, western side.
Yeah, there's
They have
one
on the
to
eastern
the
side?
east, one to the northeast, and then one way to the west.
Okay.
And there was one in New Tree that you guys tick kaboomed.
I don't remember that.
That was Mr. Mimes chilling out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That was their sort of hybrid privateer
That's right.
rocket base that was
Okay.
doing some shady biz.
Yeah. Don't
that
like
you
that at
that
all.
Phoebe specifically exploded.
Yeah.
By telling the Voltorps to rise up against their employers.
Blow up!
But yeah, so that's
Mayburn.
yeah. And specifically, it says under Mayburn, near Route 102 and on Route 109.
Okay.
And I'll get you some more specifics later.
Cool.
But yeah, those things come in, and then you guys kind of suit up, prepare to ride to the north. With their business concluded in Ambercrag, the boys saddle up for their ride up the river to Watalonga. If you enjoyed this episode of Boarding Party, please consider leaving a like on the video to show your support. If you'd like to see more of the Tots and stay up to date on the Laris region, why not subscribe to the channel? If you'd like to help us out in other ways, you can follow the links in this video's description box to our Patreon. From there, you can join the discussions in our Discord server, or check out the post-show Still Rolling, and get a recap of every session with myself and the crew. Let us know in the comments below what you thought about the hospital heist, CJ's battle with Reverb, and Tom and Helen's outing with the boys. Thank you so much for watching. We'll catch you next week as Dee and Milo set sail in search of a legend.